Well, folks, everything keeps getting crazier and crazier with Nintendo Switch 2, and today we have a thing that leaked for like the release date and the reveal date and stuff that actually got debunked. So I want to cover that just to make sure for some of you guys that saw that story that you understand that it's not legit. Beyond all of that, we actually have some major game leaks as well, and we do have a smidge of news on the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2 and the kind of reveal Nintendo's going to do, and that I am actually like really excited to get into. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this first story. After I remind you, we're on the road to 140,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. If you want to stay interested in this stuff, you want to stay up to date, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. Head on over to Pirate Nation over here. It says the leaker of the date of the PS5 Pro and the Nintendo Alarmo, he didn't put the O there, published the announcement date of the Nintendo Switch 2. The console will be revealed on January 17th with a launch on March 3rd. Along with this, the long-awaited Mario Kart 9, Red Dead Redemption 2 got a trailer for 3D Mario. Retail price will be $400 Canadian. You can see it there. That is the guy that was Moisty Charlie. He changes his username, but that is the guy who leaked the PS5 Pro stuff. Now, there's a lot of red flags there. For starters, January 17th is a Friday, which is a Saturday in Japan. Yeah, March 3rd is a Monday. Nintendo's never launched a new platform on a Monday, but I don't know if any company's ever launched a new platform on a Monday. I'd have to check. $400 Canadian is like $270, $280 USD, so it would probably be like a $300. None of this sounds right. This all just sounds really bad. So if you saw this, whether it was on like my Twitter or other people's places, and you thought that it was bullshit, well, it was. To save you people from disappointment, the leaker who said the 17th will be revealed, and the same guy who said October last time, just got banned from the GTA 6 forums and admitted he made everything up. Look, the truth is, I made everything up. So there you go. The guy basically just got lucky with October and the Alarmo, got lucky with PS5 Pro. That happens. You throw enough shit at the wall, it'll stick. Zippo sometimes gets some things right because he throws shit at the wall and it sticks sometimes. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive into an actual story, something that's potentially real here. It looks like we talked in our last video about how the Nintendo ninjas might have gotten involved in removing Genki from CES and getting them to retract their prior statements about owning a Nintendo Switch 2 prototype off the black market. Well, now we have a journalist who appeared to have witnessed some of this. So here we go. It's in French, so I'll link to the short if you guys want to go watch it. It is Julien Telloc, who is a French video game journalist. So it says, Nintendo lawyers or ninjas confronted Genki in Vegas. Nintendo shortly came to their CES booth with lawyers asking them what's up, and Genki responded that they did nothing wrong and they never signed an NDA. But Nintendo was on the case, and they're probably trying to sue them. It's basically what the guy said, because then they vanished from there and released that retraction. So we have our first, at least, piece of news, piece of evidence that Nintendo did get directly involved in the Genki situation. I'm not really too shocking. Not so much that, like, hey, all these other companies have all these like accessories and models out there. Yes, but none of them claim to actually own a physical Nintendo Switch 2, which is what Genki was telling journalists. So yeah, Nintendo supposedly, reportedly, sent their lawyers, aka the Nintendo ninjas, and essentially, if you watch the full clip and you translate it, it sounds like a cease and desist might have been sent with those lawyers, and that's why Genki packed everything up and issued the retraction. I haven't gotten like double or triple confirmation that a cease and desist was handed over. I did reach out for Genki to comment. They haven't said anything. It is what it is. That's kind of the story as it stands right now. And we have another story, though, that actually has to do with the reveal of the system. Not when it's happening. I know we have the rumor from Nintendo that it's going to be next week, but we've been wondering what kind of reveal it's going to be. Are they going to go with this all big, massive blowout, or is it going to be something a little different? Well, Andy Robinson, who has been very accurate with leaking Nintendo stuff in the past, went on the Video Game Podcast, which is VGC's podcast, and revealed what he has been hearing from inside the industry about the kind of reveal it's going to be. So here is Andy Robinson. He's the guy at the bottom here. Let's go ahead and full screen this, and let's just hear what he had to say about the reveal of Nintendo Switch 2.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
And then say, we're going to do the proper thing.
Everything that I've been told, and again, I hate saying anything about Nintendo, what Nintendo are going to do in terms of marketing, because it's a false errand. They change plans all the time. But certainly everything I've been told is that it will be here's a system, and then the full reveal will come later.
So yeah, pretty much exactly what they did with Nintendo Switch. They did a teaser in October, blowout in January. Sounds like maybe a teaser this month, a teaser trailer. Now, a teaser trailer, guys, isn't like a 30-second thing. It was like a 5+ minute trailer they did for Switch. I think we're going to see something similar, a 5 to 6 minute reveal trailer, and then they'll do like a big in-person blowout or some other event, either in February or March or April or something like that, right? Later, a couple months later. So, look, I guess that at least sets some expectations for the kind of reveal we're going to get. I know a lot of people just wanted a blowout, but this is a more traditional route of like tease then blowout. So I'm all for it, especially if it's a Switch style tease, which is a 5+ minute trailer. You can learn a lot in those 5+ minutes, a lot of games and features and everything else. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I'm just glad that we have at least someone who's reliable giving us a hint at what to expect. Now, this last bit that we have here is actually about games, because Nate the Hate and Jez Corden have been talking, and Nate the Hate specifically put out a podcast episode yesterday revealing a bunch of things coming to Nintendo Switch 2 from Microsoft and, oddly enough, Square Enix. And the Square Enix stuff is fascinating because I had heard, independent of this report, a bunch of chatter coming out of the Game Awards that Square Enix was basically all in, for lack of a better term, on Nintendo Switch 2. But what does that even mean? Does it mean they're bringing everything? Well, let's get into this, because Nate the Hate said this on his podcast. Doom, The Dark Ages, and Outer Worlds 2 are already expected to kind of be cross-gen and be on PS5 and Switch 2. Like, those are the expected games. But here's what he actually heard, like directly knows of. Flight Simulator 2024 coming to Switch 2. Halo, the Master Chief Collection coming to Switch 2 and PS5, of course. Final Fantasy VII Remake from Square Enix landing this year on Xbox and obviously Switch 2. And this is the one that's crazy. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming in 2026 to Xbox and Nintendo Switch 2. Now, that last one is what's very interesting, because here's the thing. Nintendo Switch 2 is supposedly not on the same power level as PS5, right? Like we talked about, it maybe hitting Series S at best, but definitely not PS5. Here's the thing. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launched as a PlayStation 5 exclusive game, meaning that it was not on PS4. So it was developed for the current PS5, and that's going to apparently run on Nintendo Switch 2. So if that game can run on Switch 2, I see no reason we can't expect other games, including Grand Theft Auto, to get there. Now, Grand Theft Auto is already announced to come to Xbox Series S, so there already was a fairly good chance that could come over. But this is huge to me. This is a next-gen, or I guess we call it current generation only game that will be able to run on Switch 2. So that's pretty cool. Credit to Square Enix, obviously, if these rumors and reports from Nate the Hate bear any fruit. But we're not done, because Jez Corden from Windows Central put up an article about this, and he corroborated all the stuff that Nate the Hate said about those games on Xbox and Switch 2. But he added that he also knows that Hellblade 2, Age of Mythology, and possibly, he's not 100% on this one, Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition are going to be heading to PlayStation 5. And while he hasn't heard anything specifically about those games going to Switch 2, he kind of just assumes that if they're going to PS5, they're probably going to come to Switch 2 as well, especially with how much Microsoft seems to love Nintendo and is going multi-plat at this point. It would make sense that they would also want to be on Switch 2. So I find this to be really awesome. He's got an article about this over on Windows Central. We'll link down below for you guys to go check that out. This is obviously all just really, really great news for Nintendo Switch 2, and something that I think all of us can at least look forward to. Now, that's going to do it for today's video. A little bit of a shorter one compared to the recent stuff, but you know what? There's just so much going on. I'm sure we'll be back right tomorrow with more rumors and more leaks regarding Nintendo Switch 2. And hey, do you think Nintendo lawyers showed up and removed Genki and gave him a cease and desist? You guys let me know down in the comments below. I am Nathaniel Rovajance, and I'll catch you in the next video.